The world's 10 most forbidden places, permanently closed by governments you absolutely cannot go. These places either harbor deadly toxins, guard core secrets, or bear witness to some of humanity's most tragic histories. What they have in common is that they are forever closed to ordinary people. Sentinel Island. Deep in the Bay of Bengal lies a lush, verdant island called North Sentinel Island. From satellite maps, it appears as an ordinary tropical jungle, indistinguishable from the surrounding islands. But anyone attempting to set foot on this land will face a primitive archer force the Sentinel people who have never had contact with modern civilization. This tribe has lived here for at least 60,000 years, rejecting all outside contact and guarding their territory with bows and spears. Historically, many explorers attempting friendly contact have been attacked or even killed. The most shocking case occurred in 2018. American missionary John Allen Science attempted to smuggle himself to the island for missionary work, was shot and killed, and his body has never been recovered. As early as 1956, the Indian government legislated to designate North Sentinel Island as a protected area, prohibiting any vessel from approaching within 5 nautical miles and explicitly forbidding landing on the island. The purpose of this ban was not only to protect the safety of visitors, but also to protect the Sentinelese themselves, a group isolated for tens of thousands of years, completely defenseless against modern diseases. A common cold could lead to their extinction. Area 51. When it comes to the world's most infamous restricted areas, nowhere compares to the mysterious base known as Area 51 in the Nevada desert. For decades, it has been a breeding ground for alien conspiracy theories, a source of inspiration for Hollywood science fiction films, and a place where countless daredevils have failed because guards here can shoot intruders without warning. Area 51's origins lie in the Cold War. In 1955, the CIA secretly built an aircraft testing facility on this dried-up salt flat, initially for testing the legendary U-2 reconnaissance aircraft. It was when the U-2 flew over Soviet airspace that numerous reports of unidentified flying objects emerged. The public mistakenly identified these high-altitude secret test aircraft as UFOs from outer space. For decades, the US government even denied the existence of Area 51, until 2013. In 2019, the U.S. National Security Agency officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 for the first time in declassified documents, but its internal testing programs remain highly classified. The SR-71 Blackbird, the F-117 stealth fighter, these aircraft that changed aviation history, were all quietly developed under the protection of this forbidden area. Today, Area 51's perimeter is heavily guarded by sensors, cameras, and armed patrols. Anyone attempting to approach on foot or by car is stopped before crossing the line. In 2019, over 2 million people signed up on social media for a raid on Area 51 online frenzy, but it turned out to be nothing more than a desert party. No one actually crossed the line. Vatican's secret archives. Deep within the Vatican lies an archive storing nearly 13 centuries of papal documents. It preserves Galileo's trial records, Henry VII's petition for annulment of his marriage, the original documents of Joan of Arc's trial, and countless secret letters and edicts that changed the course of European and world history. Despite 2019 in 1868, Pope Francis renamed it the Vatican Apostolic Archives, but it remains closed to the public. Only rigorously vetted academic researchers can apply to view certain documents under specific conditions, and this must be done under supervision throughout. Many areas remain strictly off-limits. The archive's basement and certain sealed areas are said to contain original records involving sensitive political transactions, internal papal struggles, and even the activities of the Inquisition contents that have not yet been fully released. Countless historians believe that once these documents are declassified, they will completely overturn our understanding of how power operated in medieval Europe. Those few researchers who are allowed access must also adhere to strict regulations. No filming equipment, no solo travel, and access to only a very limited number of documents at a time. The very existence of this archive is a symbol of power. Knowledge is controlled, and history is written selectively. Ilha da Queimada Grande, about 33 kilometers off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, lies a small island of less than half a square kilometer, Snake Island. Its real name is Ilha da Queimada. Grande, meaning Great Volcano Island, is famous not for its volcanoes, but for its snakes, a vast number of them. This island is home to the world's highest density of venomous snakes, primarily the golden lancet pit viper, a critically endangered endemic species found only on this island. Its venom is highly hemolytic. A bite, if not treated promptly, can lead to skin necrosis, internal bleeding, and even death. Scientists believe the venom is so deadly because the island lacks land mammals for prey, forcing the snakes to evolve highly potent toxins capable of killing migratory birds in a very short time. The island once had a lighthouse, maintained by a family of lighthouse keepers. Legend has it that the entire family ultimately died from snake bites. Whether this story is true or not, the Brazilian Navy evacuated all residents decades ago and designated the island a strict exclusion zone, prohibiting anyone from landing on it under severe legal penalties. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. April 26, 1986, in the early hours of the morning, the fourth reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in northern Ukraine experienced the worst nuclear accident in human history. The explosion released radioactive material equivalent to 400 times that of the Hiroshima atomic bomb, and the entire city of Pripyat was completely evacuated in less than 48 hours. This once modern city of approximately 50,000 inhabitants was transformed into a ghost town frozen in time. The Soviet government subsequently demarcated a 30-kilometer radius around the nuclear power plant. A kilometer-long exclusion zone was established, forcibly evacuating all residents. This exclusion zone remains in effect, with the Ukrainian government strictly controlling access. Radiation levels within the exclusion zone vary by location. Certain hotspots, such as the area known as the mangroves, still exhibit extremely high radiation levels, and any prolonged stay could cause serious health damage. In recent years, Chernobyl has re-entered the public eye in a distorted way through tourism. With the permission of the Ukrainian government, specific tour groups can lead tourists into some less restricted areas. However, this nuclear tourism remains controversial. Critics argue that turning a nuclear disaster into a tourist attraction is disrespectful to history, and the long-term health effects on tourists are difficult to assess. Even more dangerous are the urban explorers who disregard the bans and enter without authorization. Their photos of rusty Ferris wheels, abandoned classrooms, and stopped clocks are certainly chilling, but the accompanying radiation exposure is the real cost. Chernobyl is not a wasteland amusement park. It is a historical wound that continues to bleed. Heard Island and the McDonald Islands are among the most remote and inaccessible places on Earth, and one of Australia's most strictly controlled territories. Located in the southern Indian Ocean, this archipelago is more than 4,000 kilometers from the nearest human settlement and is perpetually shrouded in Antarctic-level blizzards, swells, and dense fog. Big Ben on Heard Island is Australia's highest peak and an active volcano with several recent records of lava flows. Aside from polar penguins, southern elephant seals, and countless seabirds, there is virtually no sign of warmth on the islands. The extreme climate and remoteness make it a de facto uninhabited forbidden zone. The Australian government has designated the archipelago a strictly protected area, requiring any prospective visitor to apply for a special permit in advance, with the reason limited to scientific research. There are virtually no legal avenues for ordinary tourists to access it. This restriction aims to protect the region's largely untouched ecosystem, a natural laboratory for studying cutting-edge Antarctic climate change, and one of the few truly clean wild areas on Earth. Room 39. Room 39 is perhaps the most mysterious entity on this list, not a geographically restricted area, but an organization, a black financial department within the Workers' Party of Korea, controlling the secret funds of the supreme leader. Despite this, its physical headquarters is reportedly located in Pyongyang, absolutely closed to the public, and even its very existence is a topic the North Korean government refuses to acknowledge. According to testimonies of North Korean defectors and analyses by intelligence agencies from various countries, Room 39 was responsible for accumulating foreign exchange for the North Korean leadership through various illegal and semi-legal means. Its operations encompassed counterfeiting US dollars, drug trafficking, arms sales, online financial fraud, and even legitimate frontline companies overseas. The ultimate purpose of these funds was to maintain the Kim family's extravagant lifestyle and to fund North Korea's missile and nuclear weapons programs. This is a place you can never visit, not only because of North Korea's strict control over foreigners, but also because its existence, location, and even scale have never been officially confirmed. It is a power organ operating in the shadows, more impenetrable than any physical building. Morgan Island, nestled in wetlands off the coast of South Carolina, is known locally as Monkey Island. This isn't a joke. The island is home to approximately 4,000 free-roaming rhesus macaques, and human access is strictly prohibited. These macaques originally came from a troop in Puerto Rico and were relocated here in 1979 as part of a biomedical research project funded by the National Institutes of Health. While the monkeys live freely on the island, they undergo regular medical monitoring, and their offspring are used in vaccine and drug research. The island's importance has surged, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Rhesus macaques are among the most important animal models in the development of a COVID-19 vaccine. Any vessel approaching Morgan Island is immediately blocked. The ban isn't politically motivated, but rather a strict biosecurity measure to prevent the introduction or spread of disease. It's an island closed off for science. From a distance, Only fleeting glimpses of macaques can be seen among the trees. Cocos Island, a remote territory of Costa Rica in the Pacific Ocean, is renowned for its breathtaking biodiversity and deep-sea ecosystems, and has also captivated countless explorers with an ancient treasure legend. However, today, the island is strictly closed to the general public, with only a select few diving research teams granted special permission to enter. Legend has it that in during the Lima Uprising at the beginning of the 20th century, vast quantities of gold and jewels looted from Peruvian churches were secretly transported to this island for safekeeping, with an estimated total value of billions of dollars. For centuries, hundreds of explorers have excavated here, all to no avail. The island's rugged terrain, dense tropical vegetation, and complex cave system have left treasure hunters empty-handed, only adding to the mystery of the treasure legend. The Costa Rican government has designated Cocos Island a national park, strictly limiting landings to protect its status as one of the richest marine ecosystems outside the Galapagos Islands, home to hammerhead sharks, manta rays, turtles, and various rare fish. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and any unauthorized landings are subject to legal penalties. Copan Core Area. Copan is one of the most important Mayan civilization sites in Mesoamerica, renowned for its exquisitely carved stone altars and hieroglyphic staircases. While the temple complex itself is open to tourists, its underground world, including a series of ancient tunnels and sacrificial chambers running through the entire complex, is strictly off-limits to officially accredited archaeological teams. These tunnels, passageways left by ancient Mayan architects within the layered temples, have yielded numerous burial goods of Mayan nobles, sacrificial remains, and hieroglyphic inscriptions that are not yet fully deciphered. The microclimate within the tunnels is extremely fragile. Large-scale entry would irreversibly damage the murals and organic artifacts. Some deeper chambers are still under excavation and remain closed to the public, partly for preservation and partly because so many secrets remain to be unlocked. The world has many hidden places unknown to the public. Which one has shocked you the most? Leave your answer in the comments. If you've read this far, please subscribe and see you next time.